There's a strange moment in every person's life when you realize something isn't working. You work hard, you try to save, you even read those motivational posts on Instagram that tell you to believe in yourself while you're eating instant noodles in a bowl that still smells like yesterday's sadness. You're doing everything right, or at least you think you are, but your bank account looks like a desert where the only thing growing is anxiety. And that, my friend, is the beginning of what I call the poor cycle. See, the poor cycle isn't about being broke. Being broke is temporary. The poor cycle is psychological. It's when your habits, your beliefs, and your expectations all hold hands and say, let's ruin his financial future together. You keep running, but the treadmill is on max speed and tilted uphill, and the only thing you're burning is your hope. And before you think this is one of those hustle harder videos, no, this is not a lecture. This is an intervention. Because today, we're going to talk about the 3 money shifts, the moments when your life starts changing not because you worked harder, but because your mind finally clicked. Let's start with shift number 1, the survival shift. This is when you stop living paycheck to paycheck, not because you suddenly earn more, but because you realize you can't outwork chaos. Most people treat money like oxygen. They only think about it when they're running out. Every bill is a mini heart attack. Every unexpected expense a Greek tragedy. The survival shift happens when you stop reacting and start planning. It begins the day you finally say, I can't live like this anymore. Maybe your card gets declined, buying a $5 sandwich. Maybe rent goes up and you almost cry in front of your landlord. Maybe you just wake up tired of being scared of the end of the month. That's when something switches. You start tracking where your money goes. You build a small emergency fund. Not a fancy one, just enough to sleep without nightmares of debt collectors riding dragons. And that tiny fund changes everything. Because the first $1,000 you save doesn't just buy security, it buys peace. It's the moment your brain goes from I'm drowning to I can breathe. It's boring, it's slow, it's not glamorous, but that's the first real wealth anyone ever earns: control. Now, most people stop there. They think stability equals success. They brag about paying bills on time like it's a personality trait. But the truth is, paying bills isn't freedom, it's maintenance. And that's where shift number 2 comes in, the growth shift. This is the moment you stop saving money and start making money work. You stop treating your savings account like a trophy and start seeing it as an employee. You realize that the $1,000 sitting in the bank is not loyal, it's lazy. Inflation eats it, fees nibble at it, and you're left wondering why your savings feel smaller every year. The growth shift begins when you open your first investment account, even if you have no clue what a stock is. It's when you stop being afraid of the charts and start learning the language of wealth. The moment you buy your first ETF or index fund and see it move, up or down, you understand that money can be alive. It can work. It can grow while you sleep, while you eat, while you doom scroll through social media convincing yourself that everyone else is richer. Here's the thing. Investing isn't about chasing the next big stock or pretending to be a Wall Street prodigy. It's about changing your relationship with time. Poor people trade time for money. Wealthy people trade money for time. And this shift, the growth shift, is where you start buying back your minutes. But let's be real. The growth shift isn't sexy at first. You'll feel dumb. You'll open your app and see -3% and think, yes, I am a financial genius. You'll hear terms like diversification and compound interest and pretend you understand while Googling what is S&P 500 like I'm 5. That's fine. Every investor starts as a confused mess with hope and a Wi-Fi connection. Then one day, you see it. Not the money, but the curve. That tiny line that starts slow and suddenly bends upward. That's when you realize wealth doesn't grow linearly. It explodes exponentially. It's like watching popcorn pop. Nothing happens for a while, then everything happens at once. And that explosion leads to shift number 3, the freedom shift. This is the final stage, the point where your money starts working harder than you. And I don't mean you have a mansion or a yacht or an emotional support Tesla. The freedom shift is psychological. It's when you wake up and realize you don't need to work to survive. You choose to work to create. Freedom is not quitting your job to lie on a beach forever. It's waking up without panic. It's buying groceries without doing math in your head. It's walking into Monday without that pit in your stomach that whispers, what if I can't make it this month? Freedom is the quiet luxury of peace. But here's the part nobody tells you. The freedom shift isn't automatic. You don't reach it just by investing. You reach it by building systems, multiple income streams, automated savings, businesses that generate while you sleep. It's the digital equivalent of cloning yourself. except your clones don't need coffee breaks. And yes, it takes time. Years, maybe. You'll fail, adjust, learn. You'll watch your portfolio drop and question every decision you ever made, including that haircut in 2014. But every time you stay consistent, every time you resist the urge to panic sell or overspend, you're teaching your future self how to stay free. Here's the irony. Escaping the poor cycle isn't about chasing money. It's about escaping the fear of money, the constant anxiety, the mental noise, the scarcity mindset that tells you you're always one mistake away from collapse. Once you stop worshiping money and start managing it, you break the cycle. Now, let's talk about the villain in all this, the broke mindset. This guy lives rent-free in your head. He tells you things like, rich people got lucky, and investing is gambling. He makes you feel guilty for wanting more, like ambition is a moral crime. And that voice has been trained by years of cultural programming. Parents saying, money doesn't grow on trees. Teachers saying, focus on stability. Society saying, be realistic. Guess what? Stability is the new trap. Because the system wants you stable. It wants you predictable, manageable, stuck in cycles of 30-day paychecks and 30-year mortgages. The freedom shift is rebellion. It's saying no to a life that runs on autopilot. It's taking responsibility, not because you love spreadsheets, but because you hate cages. At this point, you might be thinking, okay, sounds nice, but how do I start? So let me be blunt. You start small. You start now. You open a free investing app and buy your first share. You build that $1,000 safety net. You cancel that one stupid subscription that's been silently draining $12.99 from your soul every month. You stop comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's highlight reel. You stop saying one day and start saying today. Because one day is code for never. The poor cycle isn't broken with luck. It's broken with habits. And every habit is a vote for the person you're becoming. You want to be free? Then act like someone who values freedom. Spend less than you earn. Invest the difference. Repeat until your bank account stops giving you trust issues. And yeah, sometimes you'll still feel lost. Sometimes you'll look at your progress and think it's too slow. But wealth isn't built in sprints. It's sculpted, one consistent choice at a time. Every dollar you invest is a seed. Every seed grows roots. And someday, you'll look back at the forest you planted and wonder why you ever doubted yourself. You are not stupid for struggling. You're just early in the process. The difference between broke and wealthy isn't intelligence, it's patience. You're in the part of the movie where the hero still gets punched in the face. Don't roll the credits yet. Keep swinging, keep learning, keep investing. Because the day will come when your money starts working harder than you ever could. The day when you wake up and realize, wait, I don't have to worry this month. That's not luck. That's not magic. That's the reward for every boring, disciplined, unnoticed step you took when nobody was watching. So yeah, this is when you finally escape the poor cycle. Not when you hit 6 figures, not when you buy a car, but when your mindset shifts from survival to freedom. And when that happens, you'll look back at all the chaos, the fear, the sleepless nights, and you'll laugh. Because you'll realize the only difference between then and now was the person holding the steering wheel. Congratulations, you made the shift.